Oh my God. When Meghan Markle dropped that video, the internet literally stopped breathing. Picture this. Meghan lounging in the backseat of a luxurious black limousine gliding through the glittering streets of Paris. Her heels were off, her perfectly manicured feet resting on the plush leather seat. She looked stunning, carefree, glowing like a woman who'd finally won at life. The city of love sparkled around her, the Eiffel Tower twinkling in the distance. She smiled into the camera, relaxed and radiant. It looked like just another glamorous moment from Meghan Markle's world. But then someone checked the location data, and boom, the whole world exploded. Because that limousine? Yeah, it was cruising just a mile away from the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, the very spot where Princess Diana took her last breath. The place where Harry's mother died in that horrific car crash, chased by paparazzi, the same dark tunnel that's haunted Prince Harry for nearly 30 years. And Meghan, she was out there in the same neighborhood, looking blissfully unaware, posting, posing, and radiating luxury. The internet went nuclear within minutes. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, it was on fire. Royal watchers, casual fans, even people who had defended Meghan through every scandal before. All of them were in shock. How could she? What was she thinking? Does she not realize what that place means to Harry? And the worst part, people couldn't get over the hypocrisy. This is the woman who's constantly compared herself to Diana, the one who built her image as the modern people's princess. Yet here she was, filming herself living it up right next to the spot where Diana died. The backlash was brutal. But what happened behind closed doors? Oh, that was so much worse. According to insiders, and trust me, these sources are close, Harry lost it, like full-blown eruption. They say he went pale when he saw the video. His hands were shaking. His voice cracked. Imagine, the man who spent his entire life haunted by his mother's death, watching his wife smiling and posing mere blocks away from that tunnel. People close to the couple say he demanded answers immediately. How could you do this? He reportedly asked her. How could you not understand what that place means? And honestly, it wasn't just about the video. It was about the history, the trauma, everything that moment represented. Harry still has nightmares about that tunnel, the flashing cameras, the chaos. That's the night he lost his mother, and to him, Meghan should have known better. But apparently, Meghan didn't see it that way. Instead of apologizing, insiders claim she doubled down. Behind the walls of their Montecito mansion, things got ugly. We're talking voices raised, doors slamming. The whole house reportedly shook with the argument. Harry, they say, was shouting like he hadn't in years. Did you even think about how this would make me feel? Did the location mean nothing to you? Witnesses say he kept repeating the same heartbreaking question. How could the woman I love, the woman I gave up everything for, be so careless about the place where my mother died? And Meghan's reply? Oh, it made things even worse. Sources whisper that she accused him of being too sensitive, of letting his trauma control their lives. She allegedly told him she had every right to post whatever she wanted, that the world didn't revolve around his pain. Oof. Apparently, she told him people were overreacting, that it was just an innocent video, and that critics were, once again, twisting things just to attack her. To her, it was another example of the media blowing everything out of proportion. But Harry, he wasn't hearing it. For him, it wasn't about the press or even public opinion. It was about respect. Some places are sacred, he argued. Some wounds are too deep to be treated like a photo op. The tunnel where his mother died isn't just another location in Paris, it's holy ground, and Meghan had turned it into content. Apparently, she fired back, saying he was still trapped by the royal family's narrative and that he was letting them manipulate his emotions from across the ocean. And those words, they reportedly broke him. That fight, insiders call it the biggest they've ever had. Hours of yelling, silence, more yelling. Staff members say they could hear doors slamming, voices echoing through the house. By sunset, the damage was done. Harry allegedly moved into the guest house that night. He refused to sleep beside her, and for the first time, people close to them say Harry started to question everything. To really understand why this Paris video hit so deep, you need to understand what that tunnel means to Harry. The Pont de l'Alma tunnel isn't just some random place in Paris. It's where his world fell apart. Harry was only 12 when he found out his mother had died there, being chased by photographers, hunted for pictures. He's talked about it openly over the years, the nightmares, the guilt, the rage, the feeling that those flashing cameras stole the only person who ever made him feel truly safe. He said he walked through that tunnel himself years later, trying to make sense of it, to see what she saw in those final moments. It nearly destroyed him, and ever since, he's spent his adult life fighting against the same kind of invasive press that killed her. He's taken tabloids to court, spoken out in interviews, tried to protect Meghan from suffering the same fate. So imagine his horror. seeing Meghan filming glamorous content in that exact part of Paris. For him, it wasn't just tone deaf, it was betrayal. Royal experts have said it's the cruelest kind of irony. Meghan has spent years wrapping herself in Diana's legacy, wearing her jewelry, visiting her charities, even recreating famous Diana interview settings for her own media appearances. She's leaned into that modern Diana image hard. And yet, when it came to the one place that should have been off limits forever, she didn't seem to think twice. Critics have been saying this for years. Meghan loves to invoke Diana when it boosts her image, but when sensitivity or restraint is required, it's like she switches it off. Remember the Oprah interview? She wore Diana's bracelet during that bombshell sit-down, the one where she accused the royal family of racism and emotional neglect. To some, it was a tribute. To others, it was a prop, using Diana's ghost to strengthen her narrative. And this Paris video, it felt like the final straw. Even Meghan's usual defenders were struggling to justify it. Fan pages went silent. Commentators who once gave her the benefit of the doubt were saying, this time, she's gone too far. The public sentiment was brutal but clear. You can't call yourself Diana 2.0 and disrespect the ground where Diana died. Even in Hollywood, insiders say her friends were quietly horrified. Group chats lit up with people asking, what was she thinking? But nobody dared to say it publicly. Behind the scenes, Meghan's entire PR team reportedly went into panic mode. Emergency meetings, phone calls, sleepless nights, all to figure out how to fix the disaster. Apparently, her Paris content had been part of a huge rebranding plan. Meghan wanted to shift her image from ex-royal victim to global lifestyle influencer. Think high fashion, fine dining, private jets, luxury meets empowerment. Paris was supposed to be her big statement, the perfect backdrop. She'd hit all the right locations, designer stores, Michelin-starred restaurants, exclusive events. It was going to be a love letter to glamour, except someone on her team forgot to check the GPS. That limousine ride? It passed right by the tunnel, just a mile away from Diana's final moments, and the internet noticed immediately. PR experts later said it was a colossal oversight, one that any decent strategist should have caught. But Meghan's team, according to insiders, was so focused on making her look fabulous that they completely missed the emotional landmine they were driving into. And now, Harry was the one paying the price emotionally. People close to him say that after that fight, something inside Harry changed. He stopped defending her publicly. He stopped justifying her choices. It was like a switch flipped. And then came the Harry problem. Because Meghan's team knew if Harry stayed silent, they were doomed. If he agreed with the critics, even subtly, it would be catastrophic. So they reportedly pressured him to issue a statement, to publicly defend Meghan, to call the backlash unfair. But sources close to Harry say he refused, flat out. For the first time since they married, he allegedly told her no. And that silence, oh, it was deafening, because when Harry doesn't defend her, people notice. And this time, even royal watchers said his quiet spoke volumes. It was as if Harry was done protecting her from consequences, done pretending that every storm around them was someone else's fault. According to people inside their circle, this Paris fiasco wasn't just another bump in the road, it was the moment, the breaking point. Harry's friends say he's been pacing the guest house at night, restless, replaying everything in his head. The sacrifices he made, leaving his country, his military titles, his family, all for love. And now, he's wondering if Meghan ever truly understood him. Did she get why that tunnel mattered? Why those streets in Paris still made him tremble? Or was she just chasing the perfect shot for her brand? Sources claim Harry's started to ask himself impossible questions, the kind that keep you awake at 3 a.m. Did he mistake shared pain for real connection? Did he fall in love with someone who wanted fame, not peace? Would his mother, his beloved mum, even approve of the woman he chose? Meanwhile, Meghan's reportedly thrown herself back into work. Business meetings, brand strategy, content shoots, all while acting like everything's fine. But people close to her say she's angrier than ever. She allegedly thinks Harry's weakness, his inability to move on from Diana, is dragging them both down. And that right there is the heart of the problem. Two people who can't understand each other's pain, one haunted by grief, the other desperate for validation. Friends of the couple whisper they're barely speaking. When they do, it's cold, clipped, formal. The warmth is gone. The easy laughter, the us against the world vibe, vanished, and quietly, painfully, one word has started circulating among their inner circle. Divorce, not publicly, not officially, but whispered, cautiously, fearfully, like a secret too dangerous to say aloud. Lawyers' names are reportedly being mentioned, advisors preparing just in case. friends choosing sides. Because if this really is the beginning of the end, it'll be the most explosive royal breakup since, well, Diana and Charles. And isn't that the cruelest irony of all? So where does this leave them? Insiders say Meghan is still convinced the world overreacted. She's focusing on rebuilding her image, ignoring the whispers, and pushing ahead with her rebrand. But behind the scenes, her influence has dimmed. Big names in Hollywood are hesitating to associate too closely. Brand partners are watching, waiting to see how the story unfolds. Harry, meanwhile, is reportedly spending more time away, at charity events, at friends' estates, anywhere but home. People close to him say he's distant, lost in thought, torn between loyalty and heartbreak. Because here's the impossible choice he faces. If he stands by Meghan, he betrays his mother's memory. If he condemns her, he destroys his marriage. And if he stays silent, well, maybe he loses both. For years, Harry's been fighting to protect Meghan from the world that destroyed Diana, but this time he doesn't know which side he's even on anymore. And Meghan, she's learning a painful truth of her own. You can't borrow someone else's halo and expect it not to burn. The Paris video wasn't just another PR blunder, it was a mirror, reflecting the cracks in their marriage, their public image, and the illusion of perfect unity they've worked so hard to sell. Now, the question everyone's asking, from Hollywood to Buckingham Palace, is the same. Can this marriage survive the weight of Diana's ghost? Or was Paris the moment that finally broke the fairy tale for good?